Let's discuss the different ways Globomatics can share their UI components. As we discuss sharing UI, we will cover three main topics. First, we will discuss controls. Then we will move on to discussing resource dictionaries. And finally, we will take a look at themes. Xamarin Forms custom user interface controls should derive from the View class, which is used to place layouts and controls on the screen. When creating a custom control, we can group them into two major categories. One being a platform control. Platform controls are exposed functionality from a specific platform and are generally exposed via a renderer. If we can build a custom control without having to expose a custom platform implementation not provided by Xamarin Forms, then that can be considered a shared control. With the new targeting libraries we mentioned previously, as a consumer of the libraries, it can be nearly invisible to us which is which. Controls can be separated into two categories of third-party and in-house. There are a number of third-party control vendors for Xamarin Forms control. To name a few, there's Syncfusion, Telerik, Infragistics, Grape City, and many, many more. I should also note, GitHub is loaded with different custom control implementations and third-party libraries. It is GitHub, so the quality is highly variant and the support is usually lacking. Let's take a quick look at some of the Syncfusion controls to understand what is available out there to us that we don't have to create ourselves. There's an image editor, which is a powerful image editing component that allows easy modification of images by performing actions like cropping, rotating, inserting text and shapes such as rectangles, circles, and arrows on top of an image, drawing freehand, and more. Also, there's DataGrid, a high-performance grid component that helps you to efficiently display and manipulate large amounts of data in a tabular format. There is an out-of-the-box avatar view that provides a graphical representation to the user image view that can be customized by adding image, background color, icon, text, and a little bit more. There's a Kanban board. There's 30 different types of charts and graphs. There's a helpful pull-to-refresh control, which is just a panel that can be pulled to refresh data in an application. And there's many, many more, over 150 different controls. As previously stated, Syncfusion is one of many different component vendors, all of which have a wide selection of controls. Even with all of this exposed functionality, there's plenty of times when you have to expose a set of functionalities yourself. The rendering process can be used to implement platform-specific customizations by creating a custom renderer for a view on each platform. The process for doing this is as follows. You can create a Xamarin Forms custom control, you can consume the custom control from Xamarin Forms, and create the platform renderer for the control on each platform. A custom control can be created by subclassing the View class. Let's create a camera preview custom control in a .NET Standard library project and define the API for the control. The custom control exposes a camera property that's used for controlling whether the video stream should be displayed from the front or rear camera on the device. If a value isn't specified for the camera property when the control is created, it defaults to specifying the rear camera. A custom renderer can now be added to each application project to create platform-specific camera preview controls. A resource dictionary is a repository for resources that are used by a Xamarin Forms application. Typical resources that are stored in a resource dictionary include styles, control templates, data templates, colors, and converters. Resources are defined in a resource dictionary that is then set to one of the following resource properties: the resource property of any class that derives from application, or the resource properties of any class that derives from visual element. Resources that are specific to a single page shouldn't be included in an application-level resource dictionary. When you are programming, it's much easier to add your resources to the app.xaml resource dictionary so that you have it available to every class and page. Those resources will be parsed at application startup instead of when required by the page. That would mean that every resource that you want to share across the application has to be parsed at startup, and it can't be done dynamically whenever the pages are created. A class derived from resource dictionary can also be in a separate standalone file. More precisely, a class derived from resource dictionary generally requires a pair of files because the resources are defined in a XAML file, but a code behind file with an initialized component call is also necessary. The resultant file can be shared among applications. Merged resource dictionaries combine one or more resource dictionaries objects into another resource dictionary. A theme is defined as a collection of resource objects stored in a resource dictionary. Let's take a look at two different themes that can be used across an application. This would be a light theme. We define page, background color, navigation bar color, primary color, and secondary color in this dictionary. We define the same in a dark theme and can now share the dark theme and the light theme across applications, and even update an application theme during runtime. In the next section, we will demo creating a control and creating a theme.